Hey crew, first off, Merry Christmas tomorrow to all of you if you celebrate it, and Happy Holidays. So I've seen on Reddit and Twitter and a few other places that hunters are no good in endgame PvE activities, and even LFG groups that say no hunters allowed, titans and warlocks only. This didn't sit quite well with me, so I asked two of my longtime friends to run the Hunter Duskfield build that I posted a couple weeks ago, and I said we are going to run triple stasis hunters in the Grandmaster this week, which is the Proving Grounds, and we switched up some mods for survivability. I was thinking what a great test, because the Proving Grounds Grandmaster is definitely one of the hardest Grandmasters to complete behind the Corrupted Grandmaster, so it probably sits number 2 in my book, I would say. The tank room that you're watching right now on screen can be such a pain, but here we are with triple stasis hunters, so no Warlock Well or, Titan Bubble, nope, just some Freezy Boy hunters with our Frosties. And man, did we end up freezing everything. I was just pre-throwing Duskfield grenades knowing the champions and dogs would push those spots, and it would be ended up being one of the easier Grandmasters I have done. That's what this build is capable of. We just froze everything and made sure we spec'd out for survivability with our mods and tried to get as much discipline as we could from our gear. If you do find this video helpful or enjoyable, then hit that subscribe button for me and become part of the crew here. There will be a build pic in the video for you to screenshot, or you can join the Discord and get a one-stop shop to all my builds in one easy place, like you see on screen here, and there will be a dim link for this build as well. It's still a little buggy within Destiny Item Manager, and you have to even add the exotic that we're using, so Frosties, but I'll have the link for you guys and you can test it out. Let me know in the comments down below if you want a full video showcasing how to use it, or at least the easiest way I have found so far. And if you guys want that, I can make it here the next day or so and get it out to you pretty quickly. So if you guys want a video like that, let me know. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are all with Dim, but for sure get in there and save your loadouts, because once you have the loadout saved, I mean, it switches everything. It's one click and full loadout, armor, mods, and even subclass with fragments and aspects, everything just instantly within 20 seconds, all set up on your character for you. Okay, so let's go over all the gear here that we need to make this build happen. We changed up some mods for survivability from the original build, but that's about it. And I think we have like 2 different fragments here. So first off, you're using Duskfield Grenade, of course. We're using Gambler's Dodge, so we dodge, we get our melee back, which is our shurikens near enemies. And we have 2 aspects. We have Grim Harvest, defeating slowed or frozen combatants creates stasis shards. These shards grant melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. And then we have Touch of Winter. Your Glacier, Duskfield, and Cold Snap Grenade have enhanced functionality, and so we're using the Duskfield Grenade that now creates a crystal and has a bigger dome, which is really nice. So we can have 5 fragments with these 2 aspects. We're using Whisper of Fissures, increase the damage and size of the burst of stasis when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. So we're shooting less crystals with this build, but we're definitely shooting a lot of frozen targets. And then we have Whisper of Shards, shattering a stasis crystal, temporarily boost your grenade recharge rate. So that's the crystal that spawns within the Duskfield. We shoot it, and we get that boost tar grenade. That's how we get these 3-second grenades coming back. We're also using Whisper of Rending. Kinetic weapons do increased damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets. This is huge. The auto rifles that you see in the gameplay that melt red bars and yellow bars, it's because of Whisper of Rending on a slowed target or a frozen target. We ran it without this one time. This really helped the build tremendously. I was actually surprised. And then we have Whisper of Durance. Slow from your abilities lasts longer. For those abilities that linger, their duration will also increase. An extra 6 to 7 seconds on our Duskfield Grenade when we throw it. And then Whisper of Conduction. Nearby stasis shards track to your position. This just makes the gameplay loop a little easier for us. On our helmet, I was running Elemental Shards. Stasis shards count as stasis elemental wells for you. So every time we pick up a shard from defeating a slowed or frozen combatant because of Grim Harvest, we get these shards. Now I have Elemental Charge on my gauntlets. Become charged with light by picking up an Elemental Well. And since the stasis shards count as an Elemental Well, we became charged with light with this. On our gauntlets as well, we have Unstoppable Fusion Rifle for Unstoppables and Anti-Barrier for Auto Rifles. This can be switched to Overload. And then on my chest piece, I have Protective Light. While charged with light, you gain significant damage reduction when your shields are broken. We became charged with light by those shards, right? And then on my boots, I had Explosive Wellmaker. Rapidly defeating combatants with explosive damage spawns a Solar Elemental Well. We were all using 1K in the video that you see right now. You can also be running Gallahorn. There's a couple different options, but 1K spawns Solar Wells. Gallahorn spawns Solar Wells when you defeat 2 or more targets. So that's why I have Explosive Wellmaker on. And then also our Stasis double kills create a solar well. That's considered explosive damage for whatever reason. So let's say you throw your Duskfield and 2 enemies are frozen, and you throw a shuriken and it kills the first one and does the shatter damage and it kills the second guy. That creates a solar well. And then on our class item, we have Well of Life. Picking up a solar elemental well grants increased regeneration for a short period of time. If you pay attention to the gameplay here, sometimes I was really weak in the middle, like in that tank room, and a dog would push in, we'd create a solar well, I'd grab it, and Well of Life just kicks in, and for 10 seconds you have that healing. It really helps out. And then I also had Particle Deconstruction on my class item, so we gain that, 40% damage boost basically to fusion rifles, and it counts towards our heavy, which is 1k. And then the rest of the mods throughout the build, you slot in what you want. So I had double fusion rifle ammo finder on my helmet. I had a fusion rifle scav on my boots. I had sniper resist and concussive dampener on my chest piece. All different things like that, the little mods. You slot those in where you want and what you think would work best, okay? But as far as the main setup goes, that's all the mods for the main setup. And the gameplay loop is very simple that you see in the gameplay. Like, I can't stress how easy this build is. You throw the grenade, you put 2 bullets into the crystal to destroy the crystal, which procs Whisper of Shards, which gives you the increased grenade regeneration. You already have a 24-second cooldown timer on your grenade because you have high discipline. And then you sprint for like 3 seconds, that procs Frosties, which is going into your grenade recharge, and you get that Duskfield back within like 3 seconds. So it's just an ability spam build, and then you deal with high, HP targets when needed, and you get your Squall over and over and throw your Squall. But I wanted to do this build and show it off with 3 Stasis Hunters, completing one of the hardest Grandmasters in the game, because I just see it so often that, people are saying they're not that good. They need a buff, they need this, they need that. If you spec it right and do it right, you can do this, and you can do this on multiple other things. Like the Titan, Stasis Titan, some people say it's not that good. We ran triple Stasis Titans in this strike, in this Grandmaster, and we beat it. Okay, we were in the middle bottom tank room with 3 behemoths, and we beat this. That's because we were running that build with Heart of Inmost Light and just popping barricades left and right, throwing Duskfields, throwing out our melee with crystals, doing all kinds of things. And that's what Stasis brings to this game, is that crowd control, and the crowd control is absolutely amazing. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. There'll be a couple of videos on screen here that you can click on if you have not seen them. I'll link the original Duskfield build here right at the end for you, so you can click on that and go watch it if you haven't seen it. And I'll also link the Stasis build that we used, so if you guys want to use those. And then remember about the dim link, you can click on that. It's down in the description, and it'll be in the Discord. And if you have questions about it, let me know in the Discord, and hopefully it will help you guys out, and I'll make that video for you if you want it. So let me know if you want it down in the comments. I'll see you guys all in the next video, and enjoy the holidays. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.